Yo, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another video by yours truly, Yuri here. Anyway, the original plan was to record this video while playing some Honka Star Rail, but I completely forgot about it, and so I already did my dailies. So instead, we're gonna play some AFK Journey. Don't worry, it's not sponsored or anything. Unironically, I do enjoy playing this game quite a bit. I wouldn't say I'm a dolphin, I would say I'm not even a goldfish. I'm like canned tunas at this point because I've only spent around 15 ringgit, I believe. 15 Malaysian ringgit, which I believe is around $3, $4 max. So yeah, I don't know, this game is really fun to play when you have nothing else to do. It's quick, it takes very little time and very little effort, and I've been enjoying quite a bit. Yeah. So today's topic is pretty much Gacha for Dummies. And no, it's not me saying if you play certain gacha you're an idiot. Instead, this is more like an introductory video on people looking forward to playing Wuthering Waves as a very first gacha game. So pretty much this will be a new series that I'm starting, which is for Dummies, where I, a dummy, provide some insight, some content through my own experience for you, the other dummies out there. I'm sure you guys are very intellectual, but you know, wouldn't be nice, or rather it wouldn't sound the same if it's called for intellectual by an intellectual. Now I'm just sucking my own dick. So so it's gonna be called for Dummies, and that's what we're gonna go with. But yeah, so the reason I wanted to make this whole video is because, you know, anytime there's a new gacha game out there that garners a lot of attention, especially now that Wuthering Waves is getting close to the 30 million pre-registration mark, it brings in a whole new wave of players. A lot of it will be very experienced players, of course, you know, who have played Genshin, Honka Star Rail, Tower Fantasy, and so forth. That this wouldn't be their first gacha game, but you can't deny the fact that to a certain extent there will be quite a new amount of players who are very, very new to the whole gacha game and the gacha system. So with that in mind, I'm like, you know, perhaps it'll be good to know exactly what you're getting into. What is gacha? Gacha derives from the word gachapon, which is those Japanese capsule machines where you put in some coin and then they pop out a capsule, and it could be whatever, from anime figurines, it could be a toy, sometimes it could even be candy. Now where I'm from, it's very popular, and you can even find them in some grocery marts. Like they would have a random machine out in the open and you can go and play. I remember as a child, whenever I went to visit my grandma's house, we would always stop at this one specific grocery mart, and there was a little gachapon machine. I believe at the time it was keychains of anime figurines, and I loved that shit. And anytime I was there, I would ask my parents for some coins so I can go play it. Now, how that translates into video game is that you might not be aware, but a lot of video games actually have a gacha system implemented in it. For example, if you play first-person shooters like Counter-Strike, they have a gacha cosmetic system where if you buy a case and a specific key, you can open it and have a chance at obtaining either a really, really rare, expensive weapon skins, or you can get something really shitty that won't be worth anything at all. And if you play, for example, FIFA, I believe they changed the name, I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, if you play that football game, there's this game mode called Ultimate Team where it's pretty much PvP, where you build your own team and then you go against other people and their team. Through in-game currency, you can purchase packs, and by opening these packs, you can get either a really, really great legendary player, or you can get someone that's fairly mid and won't really contribute much. Now, the major difference between the two, between FIFA and between Counter-Strike, is that Counter-Strike, the cosmetics you get doesn't alter your gameplay experience. But in FIFA, depending on who you get, they contribute to your gameplay quite differently, you know, because it can make or break your whole team. Nah, okay, I wouldn't say that, but it can definitely enhance how well your team performs. When we're talking about gacha games in particular, we're talking about pulling for characters, pulling for the pixels that do somewhat alter your gameplay experience as a whole. Now, whether you're free to play or whether you are a whale, whether you're looking forward to spend some money on a game, I do think at the end of the day, you'll be able to clear all the content that the game puts out. The only difference is that your speed may vary, and how easy or how difficult it is will be kind of different, you know? Because, of course, you spend some money, you get a whole lot more characters quicker, you have more resources to expend, you will progress a whole lot smoother. Now, as a free-to-play, you will ultimately be able to catch up. You will do all those things, and you may get all the characters you want, but it might just take a bit more time. You might have to wait for reruns, and that is the free-to-play experience. Do I think that's an issue? No, not really. It's just how the games are, because, you know, game companies aren't making games for your sole enjoyment. They're making games so that they can profit. So whatever they produce, it's not for your enjoyment, it's for you to spend more money. It's for them to cultivate brand loyalty, ensure you spend your time, spend your money on whatever they decided to put out. That's just the reason companies even make video games. It's for them to profit off of you. My advice for those who are just starting out and playing gacha games for the very first time is for you to, I would say, experience the game as a free-to-play first. You know, because like I said, it's not that you can't clear all content, you eventually will. But play the game out first as a free-to-play, see how well the game treats you, see how much you enjoy the experience of playing so far, and only then should you spend. And only spend if you are financially able to, and it won't affect your day-to-day life, you know. Like, trust me, it's not worth it getting some, you know, spending thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars on a bunch of pixels, and then you have to starve yourself for a whole month. It really is not worth it. But of course, if that's something that makes you happy, if it is something that, you know, helps you sleep at night, then I guess sure, go for it. But it's not a need. Once again, I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't think you should ever spend money on a video game and think it is necessary to do so. Maybe if you're a content creator and a streamer, then sure, because, you know, you will garner more attention, you will get more viewers if you max out the newest character and so forth. But if you're just a consumer, if you're just someone enjoying the game, I don't think it's a necessity at all. I feel the need to address this. Gacha addiction, the gacha brain rot, is something very real and something a lot of people experience. Now, I'm going to share my own story. Anytime I play video games, like gacha games, right? So anytime, whether it's playing it completely free to play or I spend some money on the game, whenever I've gotten enough in-game currency to do a 10 pull or even sometimes a singular pull on a banner, I will pull. I'm so bad at saving my in-game currencies. It's just because I just feel the need to pull, and maybe my luck will come through and I'll get a character, you know. Perhaps I'm coping, but it's just how it is. So with that in mind, I do think to a certain extent gacha addiction is a real thing. You know, people will spend tons of thousands of money, and for example, in Wuthering Waves, they do have a 50-50 gacha system implemented on the limited banner, where let's say you reach pity. Now the pity system is pretty much after a certain amount of pulls you are guaranteed to get a 5-star. Now whether or not the 5-star you get is off the limited banner or whether you get someone else, it's based on a 50-50 probability. Sometimes you will lose that 50-50. It's just how it is, you know. Tough luck, skill issue, I guess. But you do end up losing some. And if you do, you have two options. You can just grind it out, you know, take your loss with your chin up, or you can spend money and get it anyway. That's where FOMO comes in, because let's say it's a character that you really find appealing and you really like it, you want it in your team. That's when I feel like a lot of people kind of break their free-to-play status or whatever you call it, and they end up spending some money. And I'm gonna say 100%, there's no fault in that. If it's a character you want, go for it. Like, if it doesn't affect you in any way, or as in it won't affect your daily expenses or weekly expenses, go for it. I heavily support that, because if it makes you happy, I do believe you should go for it. But don't let some pixels completely affect how you're gonna be eating for the next few days. That I do not think is worth it. But of course, that's myself, my own opinion. You are in charge, or you are in control of your own life. I don't think I have a say in that. I don't think anyone have a say in that. I do think you should set your expectations appropriately. As in, if you are not planning on spending money, please do, be honest with yourself and let yourself know that, hey, I'm probably not gonna be able to get every single characters. I'm probably not gonna be able to clear content as fast, and that's okay. Because you should always play video games at your own pace, enjoy it how you want to enjoy it, and only then, spend some money if you want to, spend it if it's fine with your finances, and do whatever the fuck you want. My advice is that don't ever look at content creators and streamers and then take their words as the law, because they shouldn't be able to dictate your gameplay experience. Their advices, their guides should be just as that. They're guides. They're meant for you to take in, to absorb, give you food for thought, and then you decide yourself, okay, I'm stuck at this crossroad. Which route do I want to take? Do I want to continue playing free to play, or do I not mind spending some more money? And then decide for yourself, and then play the game. I feel like there is, especially it's very dominant in like the gacha game community, where there's a sense where you need to compare yourself, compare your characters, compare your account with the other person, and that's where sometimes free-to-play players have an ego where, because they're free-to-play, because they've cleared content just as quickly as some of those whales, someone who spent thousands of dollars, they feel the need to kind of shit on the person, like, hey man, I did this all for free. Like, I mean, congratulations if you did, I'm proud of you too, homie, but don't make it your whole personality. Like, don't go raining on someone else's parade. Whether you're free to play or whether you're a whale, at the end of the day, these are all pixels. They're just a video game. They were made for you to spend your time and money on. They don't matter in the real life. Play for your enjoyment. That's my biggest advice. If you're new to the gacha scene, if you're new to playing gacha games, set your expectations appropriately. If you're just planning to test the waters out, don't go spending thousands of dollars, because you might drop the game after a week. Wuthering Waves might not be the game for you. And that's just how it is. Not all video games are for everyone. They try to make as many appealing characters as possible, and they'll make the story as appealing as possible so that you as a person keep playing the game. But they don't really do any of this for you. You do know that, right? Like, no game companies make video games, make tons of beautiful characters for the enjoyment of the consumers. They're just there so that the consumers would spend money, would spend their time. And so my biggest advice is that if you are someone new, enjoy the free-to-play experience first, and then decide, do you feel the need to spend, or do you want to spend? Is it okay with your finances? Then do it. My plan for Wuthering Waves is that I will try to get as far as possible free-to-play. I've kind of sat on Prolifical Charo, but if there's a character that I really want, or if I'm really enjoying the game, like I've enjoyed no game before, then maybe I'll start spending some money. But for now, I'm fairly certain I'll stay free to play for majority of the content. But we'll see, we'll see how it goes. I can't wait to play it, y'all. I just can't fucking wait to play it. But yeah, it's been fun. Thanks for sticking through this little video of mine. Pretty much turns out to be more of a rant video if anything. Hope you enjoy the content. Take care, lovelies. Duri out.